you. I'm pretty much going to be giving you a tour around my room. And for those of you that don't know, I do live in a studio. So the purpose of this video is going to be to give you ideas as far as how to organize and set up a smaller room. Well, if you're actually just having a room, this might be considered a big room, but for a studio, it's a it's an okay size, but it is a studio. So if you do have a lot of things, you know, you do have to have ways of organizing and storing them where it doesn't look like you have a whole bunch of clutter everywhere, and you still want to have some living room for yourself, you know, to be able to live in and just not have everything all over the place. So I'm hoping that this video is going to give you guys ideas and tips as how to you know, just set up a studio in order to, you know, to have a spot for everything. And I'm going to give you tips on how I organize and just pretty much how I store all my stuff to make it look neat, even though I have a lot of stuff, which I do. So if you're interested, please stay tuned and let's get started. Thanks for watching. Alright, so starting off, this is pretty much what you see when you walk into my room. And I do have a sliding glass door. So what I've done here is I've installed one of these doggy doors that go on to the sliding glass door. And this really helps because I do have a dog and I didn't want to worry about letting him out or whatnot. So you know, this way he has his freedom to come and go as he pleases, and I can always close it with a latch, and I can show you guys how. So pretty much it comes with one of these latches that you just go ahead and there, it's closed now. So this is a great thing to do if you have a pet and you have a yard that you want them to be able to access, but you don't want to leave your door open for all the flies and stuff. And you can always close this at nighttime, so I think that makes it very good. But I've divided this one room. As I said, I live in a studio and it's all one room, but I've divided it into sections. So I've placed this gate here that I purchased. It's a pretty long gate because my dog is still pretty young, so I don't really trust him being inside with all my stuff, you know. I mean, he'll chew up my shoes and cords, and you know, I just did not want that to happen. So this gate really does help of restricting him for when I'm not home. You know, and sometimes I just don't let him in there, period, because I like to keep that area clean and hair free. So this gate really does help to do that because this is kind of his section. So when I do leave, I have a peace of mind that my dog is, you know, not chewing up all my stuff. And then moving on, this is a couch. This is actually a futon. And the futon can actually be opened and closed. You know, it's actually turns into a queen size bed. So I thought this would be great just in case anyone comes to visit, you know, and they need to sleep over. This is a perfect thing that I can pull out and just, you know, have it open into a bed. Tables like this are great for storage because when you're working with small spaces, you do want something that, you know, you don't want any, pretty much you don't want any useless furniture around that's not, you know, it's not something that you can use well. So the couch is great because if somebody does need to sleep over, I can always go ahead and open it. So, you know, it turns into a bed. So that's very useful. And I also use it to put things underneath it, you know, for storage and things like that. So, you know, with this futon cover, it's great because you just don't see all the stuff that you can pack beneath it. So for storage when you're working with small space, you know, it's perfect. But you still don't want it to look messy, so the futon cover takes care of that. And then for the table, this is a great table because I can put things in between it. As you can tell, it has a little pocket, so I can just put whatever I want in here. So it does give for extra storage, and I can still put stuff on top of it if need be. So it's like a double layered storage. Beneath this, these things I love having boxes because these boxes just, they make it so easy just to put stuff in there, and you just throw in all your cords and stuff and it doesn't look messy. So you know, these are great storage things you can do when you're dealing with a small space. And I just stick it underneath there, so it's like it's not even there, it's out of the way. And moving on, I purchased this piece for my clothes because I don't have a big closet, which you will be able to see shortly. That's my dog. He's like, why is the doggy door closed? I want to come inside. But anyways, so, you know, this is great for extra storage because I did need extra storage for sweaters and scarves and, you know, pants and things like that, shirts. So this really does take care of that. I always recommend to have a, to be able to hang your TV on the wall if possible, but this actually worked out for me not having to do that because I am renting, obviously, so you don't want to make holes in the wall unless it's absolutely necessary. So, you know, this actually worked perfectly to give me the extra storage, plus a great place to hang my TV and DVD and things like that. So, that was really good, and I love these lights because they give lots of light, but they're very skinny, as you can tell. They don't take a lot of storage, you know, it's just, that's the base. So they don't take up a lot of space, but they give great lighting. I don't know if I would turn it on how much you can see because it's daylight, but it's pretty bright, as you can tell. So at nighttime it really does give good light, and it's colorful. It matches my set, so, you know, my colors, so it works out really, really good. But, so that's for that. And then, you know, going on, I have these boxes throughout the house everywhere because I just love being able to put my stuff, like I keep all receipts and just all sorts of things in there. So these boxes are really good. And I got these boxes from IKEA as well, except for the earlier one that I showed you under the table. That one I got from, I think, Ross or TJ Maxx. But these boxes, I'm sure many of you, you know, you've seen these boxes before. So, you know, these are great for storage purposes. Now, one thing I like to do is I really don't like the look of a whole bunch of cords and just things all over. This is actually not that bad. But what I like to do is I like to always, my electronics, I always like to place them so the cords fall behind the wall so I don't have to see them as much. Now this piece is pretty much my divider of the room. This piece I purchased from IKEA as well, and I use this, a lot of my stuff actually fit in here, and this is kind of what divides the room into half and what marks my living room apart from my bedroom, because it is all one room. So once I go behind this, you're going to see what I'm talking about. But you know, this is great for storage, like for socks, you know, all your stuff in here, pants, again, shirts, sweaters. These are great for storage, and you know, I've done a separate video on how I store my purses up there, because I used to just have little collectibles and things like that, and you know, it was just one of those things that I wasn't using those collectibles, so I put those in boxes and in storage because I wasn't using those, but I needed room for things that I do use, like my purses. This is also great for storage because what I've done here is I like to be able to see the things that I have because I tend to not use them if I can't see them. So this is one of the way that I store like bracelets and necklaces, is I just go ahead and lay them out like this. So when I'm going, I can just look in here and see what matches my outfit, and I'm more likely going to use them. And then I did this also with some of my more popular shoes that I do tend to wear. And then moving on, you know, I just put one of these mirrors up because I do need a mirror in order, like when I'm getting dressed and things. And this place did not come with a mirror. I don't have like a, you know, a walk-in closet or, you know, a mirror that's attached to the closet like a sliding door or anything like that. So I really do like this mirror because it does save space and it has its own legs that it stands on. So these mirrors, you know, they're great space savers as well, and you can place them anywhere. And so moving on, this is how I figured out how to store my shoes, because I do have a lot of shoes. I guess you can call me a shoe person, but I had a lot of difficulty because when you see my closet, you're going to see how tiny it is. So I had to figure out how to store my shoes in a way that is going to be able, you know, very easy for me to access, so they're not under the bed all over the place. So this actually, I put all my heels out here this way, so this actually works for me. And this is actually just two, I'm sure you can find these, you know, this is actually, it goes on top of one another. So it's two shoe racks on top of one another, and they have so many different kinds. I'm sure you can find something. This works for me because the actual wooden part and the silver metal matches with the rest of my furniture. So it worked out perfectly, and I got it as a gift, so that was really funny how that actually worked out. And you know, just more boxes for storage, you know, and just place them however, but they do look stylish, and you know, they eliminate all the clutter that's actually inside these boxes. So I would definitely do recommend, you know, these boxes are great for storage when you're living in a smaller room or a studio or anything like that, because as you know, you're limited on storage. And this basket, for example, is just a little throw basket that I got, that I just keep on the floor here to throw random stuff in there, like car keys, wallets, sunglasses, whatever that usually just accumulates all over the table and, you know, makes a mess out of it. I figured, you know, having a little basket and just having it all in one place. So it's just little storage ideas that you can actually use to, you know, eliminate the clutter that you might have otherwise. And that pretty much sets off, you know, my living room. And then, yeah, so that's that. And that's how that looks, you know. And one of the reasons why I do have this gate outside, okay, the dogs are getting a little bit upset because they're not allowed in, but they make way too much noise. But yeah, so this really does help, because when I'm gone, you know, I don't want my dog chewing on my stuff or chewing on all my shoes, because they are out there. That just really does work out. Good for the both of us, and I don't have to worry about, like, if I come home, my place is gonna be in shreds because he got bored and he thought my shoes were a good chew toy or something. So anyways, that kind of just sets off the living room. And so moving on,